So why even bother with Elite Trainer boxes? Well, here's 5 Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes I think every investor should have in their collection. Welcome back to the Chase Card, everyone. Now, when it comes to investing in sealed Pokemon product, it's my opinion that when a set has a booster box option, that's always the best product to buy for long-term investment, better returns. And we generally don't need to bother with the Elite Trainer boxes, generally speaking. If you've got the booster box, that's usually the better investment. But these holiday sets come out, they don't have a booster box, right? So the Elite Trainer box is a good option if a holiday set comes out that's pretty strong. So I want to go through 5 Elite Trainer boxes that have come out over the last couple of years from different eras, and just go through why I think every investor should have it in their collection. Let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the first ETB I want to talk about today is this Champions Path Elite Trainer box from the Sword and Shield era. Now, obviously, it's got 10 booster packs. All of the holiday sets from the Sword and Shield era had 10 booster packs versus the Scarlet and Violet that have 9 booster packs, right? The Champions Path, the reason it made this list, well, it's really just for one reason. It's those top 2 chase cards in this set are those Charizards. The rest of this set, I'm going to be honest, is pretty much junk. The rest of the cards are not really worth anything in this set. Here's the top chase cards from Champions Path. You can see that Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare, $174. The Charizard V, second from the left there, $169. Both of these cards, very similar price point. They're very sought after cards. They have dropped in price, I think, over the last couple of years. But they are the only reason to buy Champions Path. Now, I want to say, guys, I think booster boxes are absolute king when it comes to sealed investing. All of these ETBs I'm going to show you just don't have a booster box option. Champions Path only just made this list. It's not the best investment, but just the fact that it's got 2 expensive Charizards or reasonably expensive Charizards in the set, it's worth just having 1 or 2 of these ETBs on the shelf for a rainy day. It's kind of like insurance. It's good to have 1 or 2. Again, I don't think they're going to make you rich. I don't think the returns are going to be huge on these. And if we just go back here, if we look at the last 6 months, the ETB is down almost 10%. Over the last year, it's down over 5%. Over the last 3 months, it's dropped 5%. So again, I'm not putting it on here because I think it's necessarily the best investment. If you bought it today and you held on to it for a few years, I think you'd be able to get your money back and some profit. But it's nice artwork on the ETB. There is a chance of pulling one of those 2 top Charizards. And it's just nice to have 1 or 2 in your collection, guys. It's not the strongest one I'm showing you today. It's probably the weakest. Now, pardon me. Here's the promo card that comes inside this ETB. It's the Charizard V. It's not worth a lot, but a lot of the promo cards in these ETBs are not worth big money. They're normally worth a few dollars, you know what I mean? But it's a nice promo card. It's a Charizard as well. The Champions Path is all about Charizard. And it's worth about $6 or $7 raw. In a PSA 10, you'd pay $40 if these are US prices. $40 you can see there. But the population report for this promo card, almost 45,000 PSA 10s in circulation. Talk about a heavily graded Charizard. That's insane. Almost 45,000 PSA 10s on the planet. Over 27,500 PSA 9s, which would cost you $19 if you wanted to buy one. Again, we're not investing in this ETB for the promo card. We're not even investing in it for really strong returns. Like I say, this ETB, it's good just to have 1 or 2 in your collection, guys. That's the promo card for this ETB. Let's move on. Hidden Fates. Now, this is from the Sun and Moon era. This has also got 10 booster packs in it. Now, Hidden Fates, so far as the top most expensive chase cards in all of these sets, let's say the top 10 most expensive chase cards in all of these sets, Hidden Fates is the strongest. Hidden Fates absolutely shoots the lights out. The top 10 chase cards in Hidden Fates are worth pretty much bang on $1,000 US, or 10 top chase cards if you would add them up. And here they are here. So you've got the Charizard GX, $427 raw, if you can see that in the left corner there. $427 raw for the number 1 chase card from Hidden Fates. $162 for that Umbreon, the number 2 chase card. And the top, God, there's so many hits in these set, guys. The top 12 chase cards are all over $20 in Hidden Fates. The third most expensive card, $88, $87, $57 for that Espeon, $51 for that Mewtwo. The top 6 chase cards are all over $50. Hidden Fates, really strong set. Every investor should have Hidden Fates in their collection. Let me just flick back to see how the ETB's been doing. Over the last year, it's only up sort of 3%, which is a nothing burger. The last 6 months, it's flat. The last 3 months, it's up like 3.5%. It's pretty flat on the 3 months to 6 months in a year. It's pretty flat so far as an investment goes. And I think, like I say, ETBs are not the best investment if you're a sealed collector. You could pretty much just stay away from ETBs altogether and not buy any of them. Booster boxes are always a better investment. But Hidden Fates, like, it's a really strong set. It's a really awesome set. Lots of big hits. You know, let me just click back to the top chase cards here. Lots of big hits. Look at those artworks. Now, you've got Lucario down here, the Darkrai, the Leafeon GX on the side, the Sylveon, the Gardevoir, the Glaceon. There's so many awesome cards that you could pull from this set. So as a collector and as an investor, I reckon it's worth having 1 or 2 of these on the shelf. You'd pay for an ETB $177 US for an Elite Trainer box. So this is probably the more expensive ETB on this list. But guys, it's by far the strongest set on this list. And there's so many hits in this set. This box has got more hits than Elvis, let's be honest. And here's the where are we? So here's the promo card that comes inside that Hidden Fates ETB. It's the Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos GX card, and it's kind of a stained glass image. I don't know how to feel about this card. It's very weird. It's different. I wouldn't mind owning it, but it's a very strange card. But look, $20 raw, $75 in a PSA 10, $30, $31 in a PSA 9. This is the promo card that comes inside that ETB standard. And you look at the population report for this one, almost 16,000 PSA 10s in existence. And this is not including Beckett, CGC, and other grading companies, but PSA obviously the biggest. Over 8,000 PSA 9s. So not as heavily graded as that Charizard promo we saw in the Champions Path box, but very heavily graded. A lot of these promos are actually going to be very heavily graded, and that's because they're just not rare. Everyone that has an ETB has this promo card. They're just not rare. And we're not investing in these ETBs for the promo card, right? But it's nice to have a decent promo card in an ETB, let's be honest. We don't like it when we get a shit promo card, right? Let's move on, guys. So that's what we've got. Champions Path, Hidden Fates. Let's move through them. 151, Pokemon 151 from the Scarlet and Violet era. This set, 151, is hands down one of the best sets to come out of Pokemon in years, and that's saying something. 151 is so popular. You got to get 151 however you can. You know, get it in the UPC, ETB, get the Zapdos, Alakazam collections, the booster bundles. Any way you can get 151. This is a set that it's hard to go wrong as a long-term investment. It's just hard to go wrong. Now, the ETB is up 43% in the last 12 months, guys. 43%, look at that. That's nuts. For a modern ETB, that's insane how quickly this has gone up in price. 6 months, it's up 27.5%. 3 months, it's up 16%, guys. The ETB is already performing. It's already been a good investment, and it's such a modern set. But that's the ETB. I'm not going to go through every single chase card. Pardon me. I'm not going to go through every single chase card in every single set, but I'll just glaze over them, guys. Obviously, you've got tons of hits. So many cool artworks in the 151 set. You've got that Charizard EX in the top corner, number 1 chase card, 127. That Blastoise, 48. Venusaur, Zapdos. There's just so many hits in this set. It's obvious why it's a popular set, right? Now, if we move on, here's the promo card from the 151 ETB. It's that Snorlax having a little siesta under the tree there. Really nice promo card. Now, being a modern set, there's a lot less of this in a PSA 10. So you're looking at, it's almost worthless raw. It's a couple of dollars, $2 raw. In a PSA 10, $43. That's a huge markup from a raw price to a PSA 10 price. Still very cheap, $43 for a PSA 10. But there's only 1,700 PSA 10s in circulation at the moment. I dare say there'd be a lot more at PSA waiting to get graded. Sometimes when you submit a card to PSA, it can take up to a year to get it back, from what I've heard. It can be a lot sooner. So there'll be a lot more. This population history will grow in time. But at the moment, there's 1,700 PSA 10s. This is the promo card in the ETB, guys. Moving on. Crown Zenith. Now, again, this is from the Sword and Shield era. It's the last set, I think. Yeah, I think it was the last set to be released from the Sword and Shield era. There's 10 booster packs inside this. Crown Zenith, super fun set to open. Super popular with collectors. Lots of hits. All these ETBs I'm showing you, bar the Champions Path one, all have some pretty solid hits in this set. And that's why they make this list, guys. So $50 you're looking at for the Elite Trainer box for Crown Zenith. Over the last year, it's down 4%. Over the last 6 months, it's up 18% though. So it's done well over the last 6 months. 18% up in the last 6 months. You're paying $50. Now, Crown Zenith, at this price, I think is a really solid investment as well. Again, ETBs are not necessarily going to make you rich. They're not going to make you a ton of money. Generally speaking, though, I think in the next few years, these Crown Zenith ETBs will be reasonably well sought after. They were printed into oblivion. There was so many of these printed. They're not rare. But it is a fun set to open. A lot of it does get opened for channels and by collectors. So I think just having some of these in your collection in the coming years, they're fun to open, and I think they're going to have a reasonably decent return. Here's some of the chase cards in Crown Zenith. You've got that Giratina V-Star, $108, #1 chase card. Followed by the Arceus V-Star, $64. That Mewtwo V-Star, $57, the third most expensive card in Crown Zenith. And a super popular card. People love this card. And I love this card myself. It's such a nice card. That Mewtwo and that Charizard kind of in battle. Crown Zenith. Fun set to open. Worth having in your collection. Again, ETBs are not the strongest way to invest in sealed product. But these are holiday sets. There's no booster box. And these are strong sets. These are good sets. Here's the promo card from the Crown Zenith Elite Trainer box. There's 4,000 of these in a PSA 10, 1,500 in a PSA 9, and again, it's almost worthless raw. It's like $2 raw. Now, I don't mention these promo cards because they're strong investments, but it's nice to know what promo cards are in these ETBs. And that's a pretty cool Lucario V-Star. Last but not least, Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates I really love. Well, I pretty much love everything on this list, let's be honest. But this is a really fun set to open. The ETB is relatively cheap still. Over the last 3 months, it's up 9%. Over the last 6 months, it's up 12%. So it is performing. And there's still a chance to get these. This is a very modern set still. There's still a good chance to get these at a good price. You can get these often on sale, even cheaper than this price. So currently $42. I think you can get them cheaper, to be honest, on clearance at most places. But don't let that fool you. Just because they're cheap, it doesn't mean it's worthless. These have really strong chase cards inside. It's a really good set. It's a fun set to open. And I think in a few years, this is going to be worth having in your collection as a reasonably decent investment. There's 9 booster packs in the Paldean Fates ETB. Here's the top chase cards. You've got the Charizard EX, $116. Followed by that Mew, which is $92, almost $100. Then the Gardevoir, the Pikachu Shiny. And you've got some popular shiny cards in that Snorlax, Charmeleon, Charmander. I've mentioned these in past videos. I'm not going to go through them all. But Paldean Fates, really strong set. The top 10 chase cards in Paldean Fates add up to $389, guys. Now, I don't have any PSA 10 population history data on the promo card for the Paldean Fates promo card. But here it is, the Mimikyu. This basically sold recently for $32, $33 US in a PSA 10. So again, you're not going to get crazy strong prices for these promo cards in a PSA 10, generally speaking. But I do want to show you the promo cards because it is nice to know what's inside these ETBs. And most of these promo cards on this list are pretty cool, even though they're not worth much. One thing I want to quickly mention, guys, just before you go, is I've calculated the value of the top 10 the combined value of the top 10 chase cards in each of these sets, just as a matter of curiosity to share with you guys. It's good to know the value of these chase cards. I think there's a correlation. I personally think there's a correlation to the value of the top chase cards, the top 10 especially, and the relative investment value of the ETB or booster boxes when you can get a booster box. But anyway, I don't want to rabble on too much. The top 10 chase cards in Champions Path are $372. I'll just quickly rattle these off before I go. $372 for the top 10 chase cards in Champions Path. Really, those two Charizards are what makes up most of that. Now, the top 10 chase cards in Hidden Fates are $1,000. The top 10 chase cards in 151, $432. The top 10 chase cards in Crown Zenith, $424. and the top 10 chase cards in Paldean Fates, $389. There's 5 ETBs that are fun to open, fun to invest in, fun to collect in. What do you think? Do you have a favorite from this list? Do you have something else that you prefer? What do you think of this list? Do you have these in your collection? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching the chase card, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone. Bye.